Hello, boys and girls. If you remember me, my name is Mr. Mazer, and welcome back to art class. So, today we are going to read this story. It's one of my favorite art stories. It's called The Dot by Peter Reynolds. The Dot. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm, she said. Very funny, said Vashti. I just can't draw. Her teacher smiled. Just make a mark and see where it takes you. Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good strong jab. There. Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, Now sign it. Vashti thought for a moment. Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name. The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn, her dot, all framed in swirly gold. I can make a better dot than that. She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted. A red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the yellow. She discovered that she could make a green dot. Vashti kept experimenting. Lots of little dots in many colors. If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too. Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on bigger paper to make bigger dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw, he said. I bet you can, said Vashti. Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. Show me. The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, Sign it. That is the end of the dots. So today we're going to be making our own dots with some paper and crayons. So one art word that I want us to learn this week is pattern. Boys and girls, everybody say pattern. So a pattern is any color, line, or shape that repeats. And you can see some examples down here. So here's some examples of a line, where you see when it repeats, that's a pattern. You see the shapes on the soccer ball that repeat, that is a pattern. Here we have a triangle and a circle pattern, where we go triangle, circle, triangle. If we were to continue that pattern, it would do triangle, circle, triangle, circle. Here we have an insect that has a repeated shape. Those are all different examples of patterns. Now, we can do some different patterns with shapes. I have some shapes here. These are all little circles. Now, if I wanted to make a pattern, I could go red circle, yellow circle, red circle, yellow circle. What comes next? Red circle. And what would come next over here? That's right, it's a yellow circle. So that's how I can make a pattern. And if we're even more advanced, we can make an AB pattern that goes A, B, A, B. Or we could do an ABB, ABB, which would be like this, where we would go red, yellow, yellow, red, yellow, yellow. In this case, what color would come next? Red, yellow, yellow, red, yellow, yellow. What would come here? That's right, boys and girls. Red. So today we're going to make some dots, just like little Vashti did in the story, and we're going to be using white paper to draw on. And you can use crayons like I have here, or if you have markers or colored pencils, or you could even use paint. So to start our patterns, we're going to pick a color. I'm going to start with red, and I'm going to make a circle. Now, I've had a lot of experience drawing, so I can make pretty good circles on my own. If you want to trace a circle, I could even use those little shapes I had and trace. If you want to make a perfect circle, you can do that. Now, after I've made my circle, I'm going to draw around and make an even bigger circle around that small circle. Now, inside this space, I'm going to make a pattern. I'm going to make some type of shape that repeats. So I'm going to choose a new color. Now I'm going to choose blue. And I'm going to do a pattern with circles. So I'm going to make repeating blue circles. Now, if I want to jazz up my pattern and make it even better, I could take another color and add some other shape in between. So if I wanted to do a square or a triangle, or I could do something as simple as a line. So I'm just going to do a line. I'm going to do a straight line. So my pattern in this dot that I just made is circle, line, circle, line, circle, line, circle, line. And if I wanted to color it in, I could, or I can just leave it like that. And I can trace around my circles as many times. So remember Vashti in the book, she made big dots and little dots. So you can make any kind of dot that you want to. But we need to make sure that we include patterns in all those. I think in this one, I'm going to do blue triangles. So I'm going to make a triangle there, a triangle there, and continue until I filled up my space. Now, boys and girls, it's your turn to make art. I want to see how many dots you can make on your paper and how many different kinds of patterns can you come up with. What different shapes, lines, and colors can you use to make your dot art? Have fun and let's start creating.